Hi, I'm Keith.
And I'm Georgia.
And we're living a dream. We had a great first night in the campground and woke up to some deer in our campsite. We are first morning here at 3 Mile Campground, and we are heading over to Yellowstone National Park. Yay, for the first time. The park's only 3 miles, so it shouldn't take us long to get there. We've got lots of stops along the way to show you. Hopefully we see some wildlife too. We saw a couple mule deer in our camp this morning, nice and early. It's 8 o'clock now. That was about 7:30, quarter to 8 we were seeing them. We are ready to have a great day. Temperature's kind of cold. It's only 36 degrees outside, but it's supposed to get warm today. It's supposed to get in the 70s, so we're ready for that. Finally, after many years of planning and a 1-year delay because of COVID, we're heading into Yellowstone.
Good morning.
Sylvan Pass brings you to an altitude of 8,524 feet and enables your access from the east side into Yellowstone Park. It takes you between Hoyt Peak and Top Notch Peak, both over 10,000 feet in elevation. After driving along the northeast corner of Yellowstone Lake on Route 14, we took a right on the Grand Loop Road. Our first stop along the Grand Loop Road was La Hardy Rapids, with a nice view of the Yellowstone River. Our next stop was the Mud Volcano area pullout. The area features a 1-mile walking trail and takes you around to Dragon's Mouth Spring, Mud Volcano, Grizzly Fumarole, Sour Lake, Churning Cauldron, Sizzling Basin, and Mud Geyser. The Mud Volcano Pullout offers a lot of variety, beautiful views, and no two features are the same. Okay, we're at Artist Point in the Lower Falls. We chose Artist Point on the South Rim Drive to view Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone and the Lower Falls. The spectacular views did not disappoint. So we're cutting across from the Yellowstone Falls area. Tomorrow's supposed to be a really nasty day, so we're going to cut across over to the side where Old Faithful is and all that on the west side of the lake. The weather forecast looked really grim for the next couple days, so this was our chance to see as much of Yellowstone as we could. A good portion of the trees in Yellowstone National Park are lodgepole pines. You can see areas where there has been forest fires and the trees are regenerating. The cones on lodgepole pines release the seeds under the heat of fire. All right, we are doing the Firehole Canyon scenic bypass here, which should take us up to Firehole Falls. This is just gorgeous down in here, right along the river. Look at the rock face we're up against here now. It's beautiful. Firehole Canyon Road is about 2.2 miles long, and it's one way, traveled north to south, and it should only take about 5 minutes, but you're going to want to stop at the falls and check that out. Really pretty drive back here. This is a great loop. Our next stop, as we headed south along Route 191 in the park, is the Midway Geyser Basin. As you enter, you can't help but notice the hot water from the geyser pouring into the Firehole River. The Excelsior Geyser's last major eruption was in 1985. They have no idea when it will erupt again. Our next stop was Biscuit Basin. This will be our last stop before we head over to Old Faithful. As we arrive at the Old Faithful Visitor Center, Old Faithful decided to erupt. This means that we had between a half hour and 2 hours before the next eruption. So we took some time to walk around and see the other features of the park. Okay, and that's Old Faithful right there. We're on the back side of it, which is, I think, probably a better way to watch it. The eruption of Old Faithful, just a couple of 100 feet away, was simply the icing on the cake. Georgia and I had a spectacular day, and in ways, Yellowstone is like another planet. As magnificent as Old Faithful is, it's really just a small part of what there is to see in Yellowstone. We needed to get back because the weather was turning. The forecast for the next couple days was cold and rain or snow. All right, so we had an exhausting day today. Georgia and I did pretty much the park. Of course, we didn't hit every point, obviously, but we just left Old Faithful. We got to watch that erupt, and we went up to the Yellowstone Falls, and we really did a lot today. We've got about an hour and a half drive to get back to the campground, and there is weather coming in. We may get snow here tomorrow or tomorrow night. The high tomorrow, the low this morning was about 35. The low tonight is supposed to be similar, mid to high 30s, and then the high tomorrow is supposed to be high 30s. So it's not going to warm up at all tomorrow, and then tomorrow night the high is going to be in the low 20s and probably snow. And we're leaving Monday morning, and so we'll have to see what we're up against. We got to come through the park, through all these mountain roads to leave here, because we're heading south into the Grand Tetons. So we're just gonna have to see what the weather allows us to do. We get a late start. The daily highs after tomorrow should be in the 40s for a couple days though, so it should melt the road off as long as we don't get like 2 feet of snow. If we get 2 feet of snow, I will be staying where we are. Georgia made some good chicken soup the other day, and so we might have that if it's a little too crappy to cook on the grill, which it looks like it might be. And tomorrow the weather is going to be so bad, we decided we're probably not even coming back into the park. We'll probably go back to Cody, which is 40 miles east.
There's a guy with an orange vest on here and flashing lights. Oh, right here.
Oh, elk. Got elk here.
Running all around.
First elk we've seen since we've been here. One hiding right here.
Jeez. Got rangers here.
Yep. First elk we've seen. That was awesome. Okay, this is Sylvan Pass. Sylvan Pass opened to the first car in 1914. It originally contained a corkscrew bridge to help decrease the grade. During the winter, exploding shells from a howitzer are used to help control avalanches. It's pretty spectacular. We'll be coming up this pass with the camper Monday, if there's no snow on the road. Wow. The grade on the east side of the pass that we come up and down is about 10%, and I'm pretty stoked about dragging the camper up that in a couple days. All right, so we just got back from our day out in Yellowstone. It was fantastic. The weather turned later in the afternoon, and right now it's only about 45 degrees, raining a little bit, and it's supposed to get cold. Tomorrow night should be down around 20 and snow. So we're hoping that we can get out of here Monday morning like scheduled. But if not, we'll just have to go with the flow. We're in a campsite. Nobody's kicking us out of here unless there's reservations for this one. So I'll just have to ask if it's reserved or not. So we are probably going to go to Cody tomorrow. Stop and have dinner and just relax. It's going to be cold and miserable. So I'm glad we got almost everything out of the way today. We just had a beautiful time and it was all fantastic, and we loved it. So tomorrow we'll probably maybe have a little breakfast in the morning, see what the weather's like, and maybe head into Cody, have some fun there, and then come back. It's going to be cold, but we got lots of sources of heat, so we're good. And and we saw 21 bison today, and we also saw elk today. First time I've ever seen elk. They're huge. We saw a couple big bucks too. I got one on video. Bison, elk. What else did we see? Is that it for big stuff?
Yeah.
We didn't see any bears yet. Still haven't seen a grizzly bear. So all good here in Yellowstone. So we checked with the camp host, and our site is reserved tomorrow night. So if we have to stay, we're not going to be able to stay. So we went ahead and switched sites to a non-reservable site, and that's what we spent most of our day doing today in the rain. All right, it's Monday morning, and I definitely made the right call because we got snow last night, and the east entrance to the park is closed because they have 10 inches of snow up in the top of the park. So we are here for another day. We will be leaving Tuesday morning. So we'll take the opportunity today to go into Cody and enjoy ourselves. You never know when you're going to run into bison, and they could care less about how big your vehicle is. He doesn't care. Hey, buddy. Cody's a nice town with a lot of stuff to do. If I have one regret, it's that I didn't plan a couple of days to spend in Cody and see the Buffalo Bill Museum. We did get to stop into town and look around a little bit and have dinner. So maybe next time. The drive back from Cody was beautiful, and we could see snow on the tops of all the mountains around us. They did open the gates on the east entrance at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so tomorrow morning we will be good to go. Okay, we are getting ready to leave 3 Mile Campground and go up through the park. We are headed to Gravant Campground. And we should be, it says 3 hours, it should take us probably 4 hours. We got some hills to pull and whatnot. So okay, we just left 3 Mile Campground, and you can see the snow up at the very top of the mountains. Hopefully the roads are good when we get into Yellowstone. We're at 6,700 feet here at the campground. Cody is at around 5,200 feet, and we're going up to around 8,000 to 9,000 feet today. Should be fun. All right, we have a bison in the road up here. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I think they got plenty of snow up there in the mountain. On our way up the pass. Still heading up the pass in the Yellowstone. This is a pretty long hill, several miles. A lot of snow up in the top. I think we're going to see some beautiful scenery up there with the snow on top. All right, we're continuing to climb, and you can see where they had to plow the snow. There's chunks along the edge of the road, and it is getting really pretty. Looks like a winter wonderland up here in September. What's today's date? September 21st? September 21st, 18. Little bit of wet spots on the road. Here's the cars stopped up here. Must be a bison or something in the road.
No.
I don't see anything.
Somebody just looking? No.
Maybe something, maybe deer or something just jumped over the guardrail. We don't know. Up at the top of the hill, there's a bighorn sheep. If you see him, there's two. See his horns up there? Alright, this is a winter wonderland up here. We've got the snow up here. Some of it's melted. It's actually 39 degrees up here right now. So it's in the process of melting. That's why the road was shut down yesterday. There were people that were in the park yesterday. I'm sorry, there were people in the park the day before that when it started snowing in the evening, they weren't allowed to leave out this road, so they had to stay up in the park overnight. One guy was telling me about a friend of his got stuck up there and had to pay $350 for one night in a hotel room just because there was no place else to stay. Two more bison on my left over here. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't walk so close to him, buddy.
Yeah, really.
I'm gonna get a better picture. Keep your distance. Elk. Sitting down in there, see him?
Oh, I see him.
Big elk buck. All right, real pretty drive here. We're still heading through Yellowstone. Heading down towards the Tetons, towards Gravant campground. Snow is beautiful. A whole different perspective of the park with the snow on it, for sure. We've already seen a huge bull elk we did not get a picture of because he was in the woods. Several bison. We've seen bighorn sheep. Got a couple pictures of him. So, beautiful day. Nice day for a drive. 37 degrees still, not warming up here much yet. You can see all the fire damage in here, but you can also see all the new trees coming up. All right, we're still driving out 191 south, heading down towards the south entrance of Yellowstone. I'm not sure how far down the entrance gate is, but we're heading down to the Grand Tetons. South entrance, elevation 6886. Very rough here. All right, we have left Yellowstone Park. This video took several days to assemble and edit. It was so much fun reliving our memories of Yellowstone Park. It's a time that Georgia and I will never forget. Please join us for our next episode when Georgia and I camp in Gravant Campground and explore the Grand Tetons, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and the surrounding area.